What's up, J family? Back again. Some more reaction videos for y'all. This is a really interesting one. This is Mental Health Doesn't Discriminate, featuring Lil Wayne. Uncomfortable conversation with Emmanuel Acho. I don't know the last name, but Emmanuel. But I thought this would be a very interesting one because I love Lil Wayne. He's one of my favorite rappers. And just how I feel like it's not really talked about. Mental health is not really talked about. It is now because COVID kind of exposed it a little bit, and because I dealt with it myself, and I bet many of y'all have too during this pandemic. So, and man, I've been going through mental health issues for the past 4 years. I have never been through mental health issues until I got to college, and bro, it whooped my ass. And I bet y'all the same story. So I think this would be kind of cool, just seeing someone else's perspective, and hopefully with hearing, Lil Wayne's and them conversate about this, it can give y'all some insight if y'all are dealing with it as well. And hopefully it'll help y'all, So let's get into it, y'all. Let's get it. How? Let me make sure I did start this thing. Baby, I did do it.
Oh, I know I had mental health problems was I pulled the trigger.
You actually pulled the trigger? Welcome to Uncomfortable Conversations with Emmanuel Acho. Now, I know most of y'all know this series is a dialogue around race, a much needed dialogue. But there are a lot of conversations that also need to be had around mental health. Now, Simone Biles and Naomi Osaka, young global superstars, they brought this conversation to the world stage at the most recent Olympic Games. So I'm privileged to be joined by someone who knows all there is to know about being a young global superstar. 5-time Grammy Award winner, but for the sake of this conversation, just a man who struggled with mental health. Wayne, what's up, bro?
What up, man? How you doing?
All good.
Thank
good.
you.
I love
Man,
Wayne,
the honor and the pleasure and the privilege is mine. I got to preface with this because what they don't know is that we don't actually have a relationship, a long-standing relationship. I know you watched the sports show, but then I got a text less than a week ago from you, and you like, hey, let me know when you have 5 minutes. I call you, and you said, I wanted to talk. Why you want to be here today?
Figuring I can help, hoping I can help anyone else out there who's dealing with any mental health problems by just, like you said earlier, by being vulnerable. But to me, I look at it by being brave and stepping up.
When did you check the temperature of yourself? When did you realize, you know what? I might have some mental health issues that I have to work through.
Oh, I realized that at a very young age.
When would you say they started? 13, 14?
Young, yeah, as a kid, around 10. Feeling like when I was told that I couldn't have what I wanted, what I dreamed of, and what I desired, and that was to rap. I was willing to die for it.
So many people, they don't know how to classify it. Mental health can play itself out, as you know better than I, as physical pain. It can play itself out as body aches. The world hasn't properly responded to mental health. So what was the moment that you realized, oh no, this is a mental health issue?
Once my thoughts got radical and got, to where you got to stop yourself and stop impulsing and say, what did you just think again? Or even if you cried yourself to sleep with that thought on your mind and wake up the next day and be like, I cannot believe I was thinking like that.
Thoughts like what?
Thoughts like killing yourself.
You thought about killing yourself?
Well, when I was 12 years old, school year was kind of ending. So what the school was doing was they was giving us half days on a Thursday and a Friday. It may have been a Wednesday as well, but what I would do was just tell my mom that I only had a half a day on one of those days. So therefore I stayed out the rest of the whole day, just like it was a full day. She found out. And so when I got home, on that thing, it was that Friday, whatever, I got home, got a phone call from my aunt, was like, she found out, boy, you about to get your ass kicked, and all that rapping and all that, she about to take that rap folder, she about to throw that shit away, and I was like, wow, so all that had built up to me, so that was a build up. I just listened to my aunt, like, I hear you, because she was, she was like, boy, you about to get your ass, when she get home, your mama take it, so she actually said, she was like, she's taking off. Hung up the phone, thoughts everywhere, thoughts everywhere. Main thought was, I'm gonna show you. main thought was, I'm gonna show you.
What were you gonna show her?
So I picked up the phone, I called the police. Yes, I knew where she kept her gun. And it was in her bedroom. And so I went in her bedroom, grabbed the gun. I already made the phone call. Looked in the mirror, did like that. Of course, it was like, oh no. You know, cause I got a little too scared. That was my head, like, no. But then I said, fuck it. Biggie was on. I'm looking in the mirror, so you could look through the mirror, and the television was behind me. So I was watching the video through the mirror. One More Chance was on, and I think Biggie was already gone or something. So I was just looking, and it was like, you know what? Start thinking again, had to get myself mad, and notice that I didn't have to. That's what scared me. How I know I had mental health problems was I pulled the trigger.
You actually pulled the trigger?
Yeah, I pulled the trigger.
Where'd you shoot?
In my chest. Didn't feel a thing from my heart, and didn't feel a thing though. So I wasn't going through any pain. It was a shock. I woke up to to the police knocking, and that's what woke me up. Mind you, the walls, the ceilings and the walls were white like this. So when I'm on my back, when you're looking up, my eyes probably were open the whole time. I didn't know, I probably had to click. As a kid, all you remember is you see when you die, you're gonna see the white and you're gonna help. Well, I thought that was the white, the last one. The God I did. And so then that's when with that knocking woke me up out of that. The knocking, they kept knocking, but then they stopped. And once they stopped knocking, I said, okay, they must have left. It took too long. It took too long for it meaning death. It took too long. So I was still just laying there. I didn't feel a thing. I said, shit, I said, I'm here for a reason. Had on like my little school shirt, so therefore it was cotton and we had wood floors. So I'm saying that to say, because of the blood was pouring out of my chest so much, that it made it easy for me to slide with my shirt in the wood across the floor. I made it all the way there. Only energy I had left was to kick the door. And I start hearing them go crazy, like someone's in there. So when they start knocking the door though, I'm right under the door. I'm like, well, shit, they gonna kill me with the door. And so when they knocked the door, that's when I found out, my first time found out what off the hinges or hinges is, because they knocked it off the hinges. And so boom, and they picked it up. They saw me, they as in the cops, they saw me just jump clean over me and went through the house talking about, I found the drugs, I found the gun, I found the
wow.
So I'm doing all that. And so it took a guy named Uncle Bob. And he ran up there. When he got to the top of the steps and saw me there, he refused to even step over me. One of them yelled like, I got the drugs. And that's when he went crazy. He was like, I don't give a fuck about no drugs. He's like, do you not see the baby on the ground? And funny that I was spitting all in his face, blood, everything. All I was trying to tell him was, I'm not a baby. Because he kept, do you not see the fucking baby on the ground with this hole in his chest? He was screaming at him, and it was like, I guess I didn't know he was, so he must have been the sheriff or boss, because they all came out the other rooms like, oh, sorry, boss, we called the ambulance. Or he's like, I don't give a fuck, do you, like, so he called like one of them names, last name. Your car now. Picked me up, bought me, and just kept telling me some shit like, you're not gonna die on me, you're not gonna die on me the whole time. The whole time, I am trying to tell him I'm not a baby. That's what I told him for 30 minutes straight. And so he got me to the hospital. He brought me there. He never even checked it. He just left me, made sure I was good. I met him years later, but he was like, I just wanted to say, I'm happy to see that I saved a life that mattered.
What would you say kept you alive that day, in that moment?
God.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Break this down for me, because I've never and I couldn't walk a step, let alone a mile in your shoes. Why did you feel the need to be so extreme? For those that are battling mental health issues, it appears that you trying to take your life was really just a cry for help. Mm-hmm. Could you not use your words? Were you tired of using your words? Were your words not gonna get the point across?
The words weren't even be able to be said or able to be spoken. My mom, the way she was then, you don't speak in that, lady. You don't speak about, you don't tell her your opinion. What? I wish. I'm from one of them families where, your mama kick your ass and straight up, and you don't talk back, and you feel what I feel, and none of that didn't go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also I had no father. My father wasn't around, so my mom definitely felt that she had to wear the pants, and she had to be the dad and the mom, so she was a little extra on everything. She had to just to make sure she got her point across and make sure I ain't try to run over her. And so, again, words, that was, again, the loneliness. So when you have no one to vent to, no one to get this out to, you can't bring it to your friends at school. You're still trying to be cool to them. You're not trying to let them know that I got something going on at home. So what I never said was, so the mom that I knew before that day on my life and everyone's life in here, I have never met or seen or heard that lady again in my life. So I didn't die that day, but somebody was gone from, she's never been that way. So as far as the parents out there, obviously that was an eye-opener for her.
Yeah.
And what she decided to do was, I'll let my flower grow.
Got you. So that incident changed
everything.
Yeah.
Changed life for her, I, and our whole family.
Man, well, I appreciate the vulnerability, bro. I appreciate the bravery. I appreciate the transparency. I appreciate the honesty, because I can't imagine how hard that must have been. Let's transition down the timeline of your life, because that was 12. By 18, 19, 20, 21, you were now a mega star. That's when your boy fell in love with your work.
Appreciate that.
As you got more popular, as you got more loved, did the mental health issues go away?
They didn't go away, but they came in a different way because of the maturity. So of course they're gonna hit different. They're gonna actually hit harder.
How so? Because what can truly hit harder than an individual wanting to take their life?
That thought never came. Other than that, man, just being alone all the time. My grandmother raised me, rest in peace, Mercedes Carter. She raised me, so with that said, I always had time to myself. I'm always in the back room somewhere alone with myself, and too much time to think. Too much time to think and too much time to compare.
How could you be that popular but still feel alone?
When I say alone, I mean, again, when those doors close. When the lights come after the thank you, you got the homies, then you get to the bus, and then, y'all boys good, blah, 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 whatever, and then them doors close. And there's nobody that no one know you. And then again, you create these things, and here again, it's mental health. Because none of these perspectives or none of these opinions or decisions or things you're thinking or thoughts may be true at all. It's what you create in here because of your situation. And again, so you start to think, well, do anyone actually care? Will it matter when it's all over? Will I matter? And that's always the question. Well, will you matter when it's all over? Will you matter? Not the things you've done, the things you've done for everyone else, but will you actually matter to them, but most of all to you?
At the height of you being a star, what was the lowest point of your career?
Not being able, that's a good question. When I was going through this situation with my record label and they wouldn't allow me to put an album out or put any music out. So when you compare that to whatever my mental health problem, my problem was back then, it was because I wasn't being allowed to do this, to be productive and be creative and to feel that I would love to do so.
So as an adult, the lowest point of your career was your label not letting you put music out. How bad did that hurt you? What did that do to you mentally?
My reaction or my actions that I wanted to take was quit. I wanted to retire.
Now, when you were 12, the thought of not being able to do music led to self-harm. But now when you were closer to what would have been 32, you had a healthier response,
of course,
to not being able to do music.
Yeah.
How or why were you able to have a healthier response?
When I know that this is a dream again, I can never be too greedy. So I started looking at it that way, like, you know what, this is your sign, this is all it is. It's your sign saying that you've done enough, you've been blessed, over blessed. And so, that's it.
You walked in from the moment we dapped each other up, you were in a good mood. Where are you now with your mental health? Are you happy with where you are now?
Actually, I'm so happy. I'm so happy, thank God. And it's only simply because of being able to do what I love. And that's be productive and put some music out and help some people put music out and help people along the way. That's what I love. That's who I am. I guess simple cliche. That's who I was born to be.
Mm-hmm. What do you do, bro, on a daily basis? Is there anything outside of music to make sure you stay in check? Is it therapy? Is it meditation? Is it prayer? What do you do to make sure you stay happy with where you are?
I pray every single day. And I think I've said that a zillion times already since we get. I pray a lot. That comes from my grandmother. And she just made me, you're gonna pray regardless. And even if you don't know it, you're too young to know what you're praying for, you're gonna pray.
What do you wish people knew about mental health?
What I wish they knew is that it's real.
Yeah.
That is real. And there is no bar to measure how real. It's real. And so it's so real that if someone even have the guts, the heart, the bravery, whatever, to at least admit that they have something going on up there that they're not sure about, it's so real that we should only react in the realest way possible. We should remember it's not consider. And if you are a parent of a kid with a mental health problem or something, you think, like I say, even if you think, react with the realest reaction. I ain't saying be like my mom, but all I know is from that day forward, I've never seen or met that lady again. That was the realest reaction she could have given.
Yeah.
What would the adult Lil Wayne say to the 12-year-old young man before he tried to pull the trigger and end his life? What would you say to that young man?
I always think about what I would tell him, and the answers always comes out to be the same thing, and it's always a question. And it always is, what if that isn't the wall or the ceiling that you're seeing? What if?
Man, well, Wayne, I appreciate the authenticity, bro. I appreciate you being vulnerable enough to share. I appreciate you, like, they don't know, just calling me and saying, hey, I want to talk.
Yeah.
And I'm just glad that I could be the ears to listen to you, man.
Oh, man, I appreciate you, man.
Of course.
For real.
Of course.
And I admire everything you're doing, for real, man.
Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Uncomfortable Conversations with Emmanuel Acho. Mental health issues, mental health struggles, they don't discriminate based upon race, black nor white, man nor woman, famous nor anonymous. So make sure we take care of one another, but more importantly, make sure you take care of yourself. We'll see you next time.
That was fire. That was great. That was so good, man. That was so good. It just brought up, like, that's real. That was real. Personally, personally now I can connect to this because when I was growing up, I understand that when he says he prayed a lot. I pray a lot. Like, I just grew up praying. My mom, she showed me how prayer works. Prayer works. It works. God listens. But, like, growing up, I would have those type of, like, death thoughts, bro. Killing yourself. Am I, like, who am I? Am I even somebody? If I die today, would people even remember me? Would my name, like, would my parents care? My friends care? Well, like, would anybody remember me? Like, thoughts like that just running rampant in my mind. And even when I was younger, growing up, and bro, prayer got me through that. My mind, and still even today, my mind is my biggest enemy. Out of everything, my mind. And I think the worst that it's gotten was this past 4 years, because I have never seen it get so bad to where I was alive. What to term it? I felt dead, but I was alive. I was literally the Walking Dead. Literally the Walking Dead. I was the Walking Dead. And I just didn't know what life meant anymore, what my purpose was, my vision, why I'm still here. I couldn't see it. I didn't understand it. I didn't know why. And I was just walking. Just walking. And I hated that, bro. My mental got that much power over me to where life was not even life anymore. I was already dead. And I'm finally at a better place. Like, God has definitely matured me, grew me, strengthened me to where, like, now I have the tools, the weapons to fight it off and to overcome them. And now I control my thoughts a lot more now. I control my thoughts a lot more now. It's so much better. But before, man, mental health is a real thing. And I never actually knew the term for it. Honestly, I just thought it was like, I didn't know what it was, but I just know my mind was just playing tricks on me. And it wasn't the truth. It wasn't the truth. Nothing in my head was the truth. It was just stuff I just made up and tried to make my reality, which it wasn't even truly my reality. It wasn't even my truth. It was just lies to get me to not reach my purpose. And I knew that, but like finally recognized it that, okay, I need this to fight back instead of just allowing it, you know, because shoot, I used to allow it because I didn't know how to fight back. I didn't even know if I could fight back. I thought it is what it is, and I had to deal with it. But now I know I can fight back, and hopefully whoever else is going through this, you can fight back. The way I fight back is through prayer, and I just give my everything I have in my everything to God, and He continues to show me, reveal to me that I'm not alone, that these thoughts are lies, and that I need to renew my mind, look back to Jesus, trust in Him, and I will be completely fine. And when I do that, it's like a clean slate. My mind is just refreshed. It is refreshed. So that's my method, and it works. Whoever else is going through this, find a method of prayer, whatever, to get you just really intertwined with God. Because if you really want to, really, bro, God knows. Like, God knows what you're going through. He's the only one who can read these things. He can read everything about you that no one else can. If you can't speak it to somebody, speak it to God. Because the thing is, He already knows, and He will help you through it. He will help you through it. I can attest, bro, because my testimony, bro, there's so many things I have not even told anybody that was up in here. Nobody. No freaking body but God. And He still answered them right in my face and made a way for me to get out. I told nobody. I spoke this to no one but to Him. And every time He answered it and helped me through it. So that alone showed me, okay, God's listening, and He's there for me and any one of y'all. So this mental health, whatever you're going through, I understand. 100% understand. And I feel for you, because that is a horrible place to be. But I have good news. You can get out. Shoot, I got out. Wayne got out. Many others have got out. And you can get out too. And what I did, I went to God, and I would push you to do that as well. Just go to God, and He will get you out. He will pull you out and make you stronger to where you won't even go back to it. And if it tries to come back, you have the tools and the weapons to fight it off and push that mug down. So it's a real thing. And whoever's going through it, hey, you're going to get through it. You're going to make it through it. And you have a purpose. If you're still alive, breathing, watching this video, you have a purpose. It ain't over yet. It ain't over. As long as you have life, as long as you have this time now, you still have a purpose. God is still going to use you. So don't allow what's like in front of you hold you back. Like Wayne said, like what if, like that, hey, that's not your ceiling. Whatever you're seeing, whatever right there that you feel like is going to hold you back, whatever that block is, that's not your end. That's staying there your beginning. Because once you get over it, oh my gosh, you're gonna see a whole different picture, a whole different side that's gonna blow your freaking mind. And that's when you really start walking into your purpose and your calling. And then that's when God uses you. And from there, it's not perfect. Like, it's never gonna be perfect. But you will see a brighter side of the painting. You will definitely see a better angle of the painting, of the picture. And that's when you will start to understand who you are, why you're still here, what your purpose is, your calling, and why it's so important for you to keep walking this earth with the days you have, the time you have. Straight up, because you are important. You all are important. You all have a purpose and a calling. So, hey, if you're going through it, hey, you have a whole army by your side going through it with you, and we're all gonna fight it together. So, yeah, hopefully y'all got something from this, and I hope whoever's going through it, man, fight, keep fighting, don't give up, keep pushing through, do not give up, do not give up. Talk to somebody. If you can't talk to somebody, talk to God. I would say talk to God first before you go to anybody else, because He's gonna hear you, and He's going to hear you and give you what you need. So I said, if you say go to God, you'll be fine. You'll be so fine. You will be so fine. So fine. But yeah, you'll be so fine. But I hope y'all like this video. Subscribe for more content. Hit the thumbs up if you like this video, and hit the bell. Be part of Post Notification family, so you know when I upload. And when I make these videos, you can comment and be like, hey bro, I want you to watch this. Okay, everybody, I'm trying to get you your videos. I'm trying. Okay, I could do better. I'm being a little all over the place. The ones y'all request, if I mess with it, I'm definitely gonna watch it. Some of them, they be cool. They be cool. I just trying to fit in time. These videos are kind of like, I don't know. I just be picking and choosing. But hey, put in the comment section a video you want me to react to, and I promise you, I'll say 70%. 70% of the time, I will react to it. 70% of the time, I'll react to it. That's how I give you. 70%, I'll react to it. But I'm out. JJ family. I love y'all so much. Peace. And I hope you have a blessed weekend.